Authorities are now examining the origin of the recording involving Steve and the allegations made against Justin, after new connections surfaced in the ongoing controversy. A filmmaker named Claire, who wrote and directed the feature Empire Waste, issued a statement describing repeated negative interactions with Justin Baldoni and his team, alleging inappropriate behavior. According to her, she formally requested that Wayfarer Studios restrict Baldoni's access to the production set during most of the filming. Claire further stated that in August of that year, following her experiences and growing media attention surrounding Baldoni and It Ends With Us, she also requested that he be excluded from Empire Waste's marketing and publicity efforts. Wayfarer reportedly complied with the request. However, less than a week later, she was contacted by Steve Serwitz, who sought a meeting without specifying its purpose. Claire claimed she feared the request was connected to her actions regarding Baldoni. Legal analysts have noted that if Claire was responsible for recording any private conversations, she could face significant consequences depending on where the recording took place. While New York is a one-party consent state, allowing individuals to record conversations they are part of, distributing or publishing those recordings, especially across state lines, may constitute a separate legal violation. Complications increase if Steve resides in a two-party consent state, where recording without both parties' approval is prohibited. Experts also warn that if the recording was sold or exchanged for compensation, the consequences could escalate further. Comparable examples include journalistic practices, where reporters are legally required to disclose that a conversation is being recorded and may be broadcast. Empire Waste, Claire's first feature film, was shot in central New York in 2021, marking her directorial debut amid growing scrutiny over her involvement in the circulation of the controversial audio. Observers have noted that Claire is bringing these allegations forward 2 to 3 years after the events in question, prompting questions about the timing of her public statements. Archived posts suggest she previously maintained an amicable relationship with Justin Baldoni, tagging him positively on social media. Industry records indicate that Wayfarer Studios, co-founded by Baldoni, was not the sole producer on Empire Waste. Claire's professional history shows that in 2019, she faced significant financial strain due to layoffs at her workplace. At that point, she reportedly chose to leave traditional employment and pursue her long-standing ambition to make Empire Waste. Throughout 2020, she traveled across the United States pitching the script. A talent agency eventually connected her with Wayfarer Studios, which later financed and produced the feature. Beyond filmmaking, Claire has worked in comedy and contributed essays to Amy Schumer's platform. Notably, Schumer had previously been linked to Saturday Night Live, around the time rumors circulated about Ryan Reynolds allegedly altering a joke, a rumor SNL later denied, confirming the joke had been in rehearsals from the start. Claire has also claimed to have multiple friends working at SNL, further suggesting proximity to high-profile entertainment circles. Additionally, she authored an op-ed for the New York Times 7 years ago, adding another layer of notable media connections. Analysts have begun questioning whether external influence may have played a role in her public distancing from Baldoni. Some theorize that around July, during heightened tensions involving Blake Lively and Ryan Reynolds, individuals close to Baldoni may have been contacted in an effort to portray him as widely problematic. Empire Waste premiered at the end of September, well before the CRD complaint and New York Times investigation, both of which were filed and published in late December. BA reconstructed timeline shows that on December 20th, the CRD complaint was filed. The next day, the New York Times article was released. 2 days later, a pro-Blake social media account, followed by Ryan Reynolds, began posting targeted content. On that same day, Liz Plank announced her departure from the Man Enough podcast, which Baldoni co-founded. Some analysts question whether this sequence was coincidental or part of a coordinated escalation designed to suggest multiple, simultaneous disputes surrounding Baldoni. Speculation now centers around whether emerging figures in Baldoni's professional orbit, such as Claire and Liz Plank, may have been approached with alternative career incentives, potentially influencing their decisions. It is also noted that Claire hosts a podcast interviewing comedians, raising questions about whether industry connections, such as those involving Ryan Reynolds' upcoming John Candy project, could have been leveraged. At present, 2 primary interpretations are being considered. Either Baldoni is correct in alleging a coordinated campaign, or multiple women independently reported consistent experiences once off-camera behavior allegedly differed from his public persona. Observers note that the public record contains only one specific assertion from Blake Lively, that Justin Baldoni used the word sexy. Legal and industry analysts emphasize that context matters significantly in entertainment settings, where descriptive language is often used to convey character direction or creative intent. Without fuller context, a single word can be interpreted in multiple ways. Claire's public statements also lack detailed descriptions of the incidents she alleges. She has not provided a timeline of events, filed public complaints, or otherwise given a full account that would allow independent verification. Legal commentators say that making partial allegations without supporting specifics produces more questions than answers and limits the ability of outside parties to assess the claim. Several sources point out the apparent irony between the reported themes of Empire Waste, described as a coming-of-age story addressing bullying, solidarity, and friendship, and Claire's public distancing from Baldoni. Critics note that if Baldoni offered professional opportunities that advanced collaborators' careers, the decision by some associates to go public with accusations raises questions about motives, timing, and potential gains, including increased visibility or career advancement. Court filings in the Baldoni matter reveal that a plaintiff declined to explain why they sought to seal a recording, a detail that some commentators say may be employed strategically in public relations to imply damaging content. Legal analysts caution that sealing a recording does not by itself prove the content is damaging. Many filings are sealed for routine legal reasons. Speculation is growing in some circles that forthcoming projects could reveal previously unseen professional ties among the parties involved. Observers point to the timing and suggest monitoring future announcements for possible connections. At present, two competing narratives remain. One portrays the public accusations as coordinated actions designed to damage Baldoni's reputation, while the other presents multiple accusers whose off-camera experiences allegedly differ from his public persona. All parties and claims remain unproven, and commentators urge readers to treat the material as alleged until substantiated by corroborating evidence or official findings.